afternoon, class. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, and we are hitting Toy Story, so enjoy. This is our last Disney review, part of our test prep, which we're not preparing for any tests, but it's a good review of everything that we've talked about this whole year. We're specifically focusing on the song Strange Things from Toy Story, which the song is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into detail explaining the background. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you've seen the movie Toy Story, you already know what this song is referring to and what it's about. Write and draw a new story that would fit the lyrics of the song. If you haven't seen the movie, guess what story is being told here. So no, you are not going to watch the movie Toy Story. You are not going to just recreate this scene. I want you to think outside of toys, outside of specifically Woody and Buzz. What could this song be used to? So for example, maybe I would write about how strange things were happening to me when my pug came. Maybe she started getting more attention than me. Or maybe a new baby sister is in the house. So think about how we could use those same lyrics, but in a different situation. So that's what your first writing assignment is for today. Second thing you're doing, you have a bunch of activities that are on your Wiser Me page. I think one of them is separating figurative and literal and things like that. You also have a comprehension section. So it says, fill in the graphic organizer with the best response choices listed below from the lyrics of the song. Cause. The strange things that have happened is that A, the character was better than he was before. B, the character used to have a great position of power and respect that he lost. C, the main character is forced to move. Or D, the character has decided to take action. So I want you to think, the cause, these strange things that are happening, what is the effect of those? Watching the movie that I put on Wiser Me and also using the lyrics from the song. This is a great time to pause this video, go watch the Toy Story Strange Things Happening, follow along with the lyrics in your Ultimate Language Arts notebook, and then come back to this video. Whoops. I'm all confused. Number two, the author included in the song in the movie most likely to A, explain how, quote, Woody, the main character, feels about the changes taking place in his life. B, to make the movie longer. C, to add a sense of excitement and thrill to the movie. Or D, to explain what characters are doing and better establish the setting of the story. 3, list the words world, pocket, rocket, power in alphabetical order. Number 4, which of the following questions is best answered by the song? A, what effect are the strange things having on the main character's life? B, what should the main character do with these strange things? Or C, how should the character best carry on after these, quote, strange things? D, what is the best way to keep friends in spite of strange changes that happen in life? So think about it, not by the movie, but what question is best answered by that song? The information gained in stanza 5, which you are going to need your Ultimate Language notebook for this. I'm going to find mine. So I'm looking at the strange things. Remember, a stanza is a chunk of text. So I'm going to count 5 chunks of text down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says, you got someone you think you know well. It turns out a stranger. The minute you turn your back, you're in it all by yourself. They laugh at your jokes. You think you're doing quite well, but you're in danger, boy. You end up alone, forgotten, way up on the shelf. So what information is happening here? A, what's happened to the strange things. B, the setting of the story. C, the characters involved in the story. Or D, the reaction of characters to the main event in the story. Awesome. And let's go through the answers. So you should have paused, answered those questions in your Ultimate Language notebook or on a spare sheet of paper. Unpause when you're ready to see the answers. So the answers to this are number 1, B, number 2, A, number 3, pocket, power, rocket, world, 4 is A, and 5 is A. Thank you so much, everybody, for your hard work this week. I really appreciate it. Let's turn to the comprehension from yesterday. Even though Melody likes inclusion classes, what frustrations are there for her? What does she wish she could change? She cannot participate fully in class, raising her hand and sharing what she knows. Chapter 13, what kind of sibling is Penny like? Penny is very active and energetic. She likes dressing up in her mother's clothing. She and Melody have some aspects that are like any sister relationship. What is the experience Rose and Melody have at the aquarium like? What is good and bad about it? Rose and Melody have a mostly good time until they run into Claire and Molly, who make fun of them. Rose says it's really not that bad, which hurts Melody's feelings. What does Melody's mom mean when she tells Claire, "You're a lucky girl that you only have messed up teeth"? Remember that. She's telling Claire off for making fun of Melody and Rose. She is saying that Claire has messed up teeth just like Melody has her own disabilities. Claire needs to feel lucky, not entitled. Our questions for today are Chapter 14, what does Melody want? Who is her inspiration? Chapter 15, how does Mrs. Shannon improve upon the snowman tradition? Describe the family opening the Meditalker. How do you predict it will change their lives? What does Melody say to Mrs. V, her mom, her dad, and why do they get so emotional? We also have a personal challenge today, so you need to do this sometime over the weekend. Create your own simple paper talk chart like the one Melody has before the Meditalk. Try to have a conversation with someone. What is it like? How do you think the Meditalk is an improvement upon this system? So, for example, if I was your teacher and I could only teach you through Meditalk, I'm going to think through some of the words that I might need. So, some that comes to me in mind are like me, teach, student, and then maybe I'd want the subjects like math, science, language arts, social studies, writing. Maybe I'd want to talk about homework. Maybe I'd want to say do, no, yes, good, bad, sad. So I could use these to talk, and I realize they're all backwards to you, but I think it's not math time, so I can write normally. But that would be, for example, my Meditalker. And if I were to talk to you, I'd be like, so if you're following along there, I was saying do, good, social studies, writing, language arts, science, math. I'm going to teach you, basically, is what I was trying to say. So that's the kind of conversation you want to try to have with someone else in your household using your own paper Meditalk. Then we also have a nonfiction connection. You can feel free to read this on your own independently, or you can join me reading this in your Ultimate Language Notebook. You can also disregard this, continue doing the Is the Real Meditalk on your own. So nonfiction connection. Cerebral palsy is known as a lifelong condition because it is something that cannot be cured. Doctors, however, have made advancements that can help patients suffering from this condition live happier and more productive lives. The first symptom that many patients need to combat is difficulties moving and controlling muscles. One treatment that is available for those with cerebral palsy is medicine. For some people, medicine can help relax their muscles or decrease the number of spasms or uncontrolled muscle movements that they experience. Another treatment that is available is splints or casts that help patients walk. Some people have surgeries to help strengthen and control their muscles. Because a lot of different people struggle with communicating like Melody and Out of My Mind, there are different pieces of technology that doctors and family use to help patients express themselves. The first is called AAC, or Augmentative and Alternative Communication. In this intervention, patients use pictures, a word board like the one Mrs. V gives Melody, that patients can use to point at words or phrases they want to convey. As is seen in the book, this can sometimes lead to frustration and a lack of communication. Another augmentative and alternative communication strategy is using computers and higher tech resources that will speak for the patient. While Meditalk is not a real company, there are many that create computers for people like Melody to give them a voice using images or some kind of keyboard to help patients talk. For people with even less muscle control than Melody, eye gaze technology is available. This tracks patient eye movements and translates this into words or phrases. It's basically like a remote control by your eyes. For people with a bit more motor control or muscle movement than Melody, speech therapy might be used. That's when a patient sits down with with a professional who helps them develop the skills and muscles to talk on their own. There are many other challenges for people with cerebral palsy, including behavioral issues, emotional issues, sleep problems, and pain management. For these challenges, many people take medication or go to a specialized kind of therapy. New technology is being developed all the time. One interesting therapy being developed is called hydrotherapy. In this method, patients use floating tubes and warm waters in swimming pools to help them ease their pain, control their muscles, and have fun. We can only hope in the future with new advances, scientists can make life for people like Melody a lot easier. Every person is different, and this is true for people with cerebral palsy. Different people choose different types of communication, therapy, and treatment. Cerebral palsy has many different characteristics and looks different from millions of people who experience it. No matter the person, it is important to appreciate the likes, dislikes, and personalities of everyone. It is easy to see in the case of Melody, cerebral palsy affects her ability to express herself. This doesn't mean she doesn't have ideas worth expressing. So what is cerebral palsy? Is it A, disease affecting the brain, B, a disease affecting the muscles, C, a disease affecting the kidneys, or D, A and B are true? Which of the following is true about cerebral palsy? A, it is something babies are born with. B, it's genetic or inherited by your parents. C, there are a variety of different treatments that patients use. Or D, there is a cure for some patients with this condition. All of the following are difficulties for people with cerebral palsy except compassion, communication, movement and posture, and sleep. What are some of the interventions or strategies that Melody uses to help her with her condition? Use official names presented in the article above. What other treatments are available for people with cerebral palsy? Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and thank you so much for all of your hard work. I will see you soon, and have a wonderful weekend.